Hi everyone! Today we will talk about how to be a highly effective self-learner. The most critical factor is understanding why you are learning a specific subject. For adults, learning efficiency truly peaks only when the purpose is crystal clear. When you understand your objective, you naturally focus your attention and energy on the right areas. More importantly, it allows you to self-evaluate. Have you actually mastered what you need to solve your problem? Many people today fall into the trap of paying for knowledge simply because they like a certain instructor or follow a trend. However, without a clear application, that knowledge has no battlefield. You end up wasting both time and money. You must determine exactly what problem you are trying to solve or what task you need to complete. This clarity not only helps you check your progress, but also makes it easier to persist because you begin to see immediate, positive feedback. Let's break down the primary motivations for learning so you can audit your own goals. Solving a specific problem. Take learning to drive as an example. If you don't have a car or an immediate need to drive, getting a license is often a waste of effort. However, if a parent needs to drive their child to school because no one else is available, their learning and practice become perfectly aligned. They learn out of necessity, apply it immediately, and refine their skills through urgent practice. Completing a mandated task. This is common in the workplace. For instance, if a manager tells an editor to learn AI because the company is shifting to a new content matrix, the motivation is clear and linked to professional survival. Social and networking needs. Sometimes we learn a skill, like a popular strategy game or a sport, purely to connect with a specific social circle or elite business community. The goal isn't just the skill, it's the bridge it builds to other people. Career pivots or employment. This applies to those re-entering the workforce or leaving a declining industry. You learn because you need to match the requirements of a new role. Entrepreneurship. A founder must learn constantly. When moving from a corporate role to starting a business, you suddenly need to understand tax laws, social security, and equity distribution, things usually handled by specialized departments in big firms. In this context, you learn to solve immediate, high-stakes problems. The 5-step strategy for efficient learning in the AI era. Step 1. Define your level of mastery. Before diving deep, perform a secondary reflection on your purpose. You don't always need to be an expert. There are 3 levels. Level 1, identify the expert. Sometimes you just need to know who the best person for the job is so you can delegate. Level 2, become an interpreter. You learn enough to speak the language of experts. You don't need to do the math, but you need to understand the principles so you can translate your business problems into technical tasks. Level 3, become the expert. This requires deep, detailed mastery of every practical execution. Step 2, find a human mentor first. For a total beginner in a new field, starting with AI is often inefficient because you don't know how to ask the right questions. AI might give broad, impractical plans. Instead, find a human high-level expert, someone with the ability to simplify complex concepts into plain language. The fastest and cheapest way to access an expert's years of experience is often to simply buy their course or become their customer. This turns a vague social request into a professional service relationship. Step 3, secondary reflection. Once you start learning, ask yourself, can I just hire an expert to solve this, or do I just need to understand the underlying logic? For example, a business owner doesn't need to know every accounting entry, but they must understand the principle of accrual basis accounting to manage the company. Focus on the core philosophy and rules rather than getting bogged down in details you can delegate. Step 4, learn by teaching, the Feynman technique. Input without output is ineffective. The best way to ensure you have learned something is to try and explain it to someone else. Many successful CEOs use this by attending high-level seminars and immediately returning to teach the concepts to their management teams. This process forces you to compress information, identify gaps in your understanding, and solidify the knowledge. Step 5, leverage AI to build a personal knowledge base. This is where you truly scale your efficiency. Do not just use AI for chat, use it to build a structured knowledge base. Take all your materials, video transcripts, articles, textbooks, handwritten notes, and project reflections, and feed them into an AI tool, like a dedicated workspace or a long context LLM. Once your personal knowledge library is built, ask the AI 3 types of questions. Operational questions. Based on my notes, what are the exact steps to execute this task? Strategic planning. Based on what I've learned so far, create a learning plan for the next month to solve X problem. Reverse goal setting. Looking at all the data I fed you, what other problems can I solve with this knowledge that I haven't considered yet? By following these steps, you stop aimless learning and start strategic mastery. In the age of AI, the goal isn't to memorize information, it's to build a system where you understand the principles and use technology to handle the retrieval and execution. If you find it useful, don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.